guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and this is Faith in Business with Britt. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a faith-based content creator as well as an owner of my nonprofit called Project Lighthouse, and I will put the link down in the description box below. If you would like to donate or share the link with someone, everything is greatly appreciated and it all goes to those that are in need. So in today's video, I will be talking about a few things that helped me this year, giving kind of like a recap of how my year went, things that helped for me to navigate the year, and any challenges that I've experienced. So first thing that I will talk about that helped was therapy. And I will say this about therapy: if you are not ready to fully open up and to get uncomfortable and have those hard conversations about things that have caused you trauma or pain in the past, things that you are currently experiencing, if you are not ready to take those steps into growing and healing in your journey, then I don't know if therapy would be a good service for you. Currently, I think once you are ready to open up and take that step and say, I'm going to go to therapy, I'm going to handle things that have happened in my life, I'm going to tackle them, and I'm going to speak about them so that I no longer would be in this same mind space or mental space, and I want to move forward in my life. I want to not only survive, but I want to thrive and move forward and grow. I made that decision in January that the way I started off this year, I'm like, okay, I need to go to therapy. There's a lot of things that I went through in my childhood, my teen years, my 20s, and I felt like I hit a wall. I felt like I wasn't moving anymore. My mental health had took such a hard hit, and I started therapy in February and I ended in August. And I made a point to find a female therapist that was Black, that understood the challenges that we go through in our everyday lives and as adults in the workplace and just navigating the world from our perspective. So it was important for me to find a Black therapist that was a woman because I needed to talk to someone that understood or could relate to certain things that I was opening up about. I will say I experienced a lot of trauma in my teen years when my dad passed away, and then that carried on to my 20s where I got older and started working and experiencing things in the workplace that I was not used to, and being so young, becoming a young adult and trying to navigate grief along with navigating this new world of working with individuals that I probably wouldn't work with unless we are in the same building. So went through a lot of hardships within my family, relationships within my friendships, my relationships, like dating was just not the best for me, because I was navigating so much grief, because I didn't go to counseling when my father passed away, because I didn't go to counseling in my 20s when I was still growing and navigating. A lot of that I had internalized, and I don't think I realized how much of it was internalized until the end of 2023, going into the beginning of 2024, and turning 30 in 2023, and kind of reflecting that I don't want to go into another decade of my life holding all of this in and like internalizing so much pain and anguish and feeling abandoned or feeling like just alone in a lot of my situations of what I was going through. And I just kind of hit a wall and I felt like I haven't released anything. And throughout therapy, there were other things in life, of course, going on still. But what made me realize that I internalized so many years of, what made me realize that I internalized so much was I realized I didn't speak up enough in certain situations. I felt like when I was younger, maybe I should have been speaking up and standing up for myself. And then certain situations that I was in didn't really allow for me to speak up or to communicate clearly because of some of the moments that I was experiencing and dealing with my living situation, not having a car at some point, jobs not paying what I need to survive, having to kind of live with friends and roommates and experiencing such trauma in those situations, and even with family, and realizing that I hit a wall and I needed to just go to therapy this year, especially with this year being such a slow down year for me. I've had a lot of moments of stillness, a quietness, isolation, which leads to elevation, which leads to growth. But if I don't work on myself during this time, in this moment where I have this time to do so, then I'm doing myself a disservice. I feel like therapy really opened me up to releasing everything that I was holding on to for about like 10 to 15 years. And I will say about 4 months into therapy in June, I just had the biggest release. Like that session that I had with my therapist that week just opened up and released everything I felt like I was holding on to. And I remember crying in that session, and then I remember crying the whole rest of the week. And my boyfriend was just like, "Are you okay? Like, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm moving through it, I'm healing through it." And I just remember him just like he looked so like he wanted to like help, but the thing was is that I was getting help in therapy, and that's what the therapy was for. It was for me to break through and release every single thing that was holding me back. So that I think helped a lot. And then when I turned 31 in September, because I went from February to August, and when I turned 31 in September, I felt like my mind and my spirit weren't so bogged down by past experiences. So I would say therapy was very instrumental in my journey and growth this year. So exercising also was helpful, and finding that doing the exercises like the weightlifting with the dumbbells really brought my body more strength than I had really realized. And I love to exercise. I love to like go outside for walks, and I just love everything about like your body becoming stronger. And taking care of your body is so important as we get older, especially for us women. When we hit our late 20s, early 30s, everything just slows down, and it's even harder to get that extra weight off that if you do gain, it's a little bit harder than when you were in your early 20s or mid 20s. And I will say that it gives you a sense of clarity to allow for yourself to continue to move through whatever current goal you have. So it also builds discipline. It also helps for you to stay consistent. And there's so many great benefits to exercising, like your blood flow, your brain fog starts to go away. If you experience brain fog, you start to become stronger and you start to have more energy. Getting more rest for your body is also important. And I will say another thing this year that I know I was wrestling with and I kept hearing in my spirit was I need to let go of fast food. And me and my boyfriend have been talking about that all year, saying, okay, we're going to cut back, we're going to cut back. And we do cook a lot, but some weeks or moments we would just go out. But we realized that we needed to really scale back, cut back completely. A lot of the fast food that we consume has a lot of processed sugars, has a lot of unknown ingredients in it, and a lot of it has a lot of hormones in the chickens, and a lot of it has certain things that are just not good. They slow down our process of our digestive system, and that is one of the most important parts. Is we need for our food to continually to move, because you don't want to become backed up and have things in your, or have old food in your intestines and you not able to cleanse. And that's how diseases start. That's how sicknesses and illnesses start in the body. And I just heard in my spirit that we needed to stop. And so in October, we had officially stopped eating out. And I think my boyfriend lost, I want to say 10 pounds, and then I lost 10. pounds that month, but then since October I lost another 5 to 8. So I think in total for me I lost about 18 pounds just in 2 months, and my boyfriend lost about, I think, 10 to 12 pounds. And we realized not only was it because we cut out sugar and sweets, but we also cut off fast food. So that was a big important step to my journey too, of being more healthier and being more intentional about being healthy and what I put in my body. I want to live prayerfully a long time, and I want to give my body the chance to be healthy. And between exercising and clean eating, it does help for your consistency and your growth, because it helps to give you a clear mindset and help you stay focused on whatever goal that you are trying to achieve. So those are just a few. I will say one more. Fasting this year, I normally always fast every year, but this year I have fasted a lot more. I will say I get a lot more done when I'm fasting. I feel closer to God when I'm fasting. I have more of a clear understanding of where it is that I'm at and what God wants me to do in that moment. I feel like I can hear Him clearly. Praying even more. I pray every day, but this year I have been constantly praying, not only for myself, but for everyone else in this world and the way that the world is moving right now. Just praying, even for my own circumstances and situations, over things that I am currently going through or was going through throughout this year. But fasting definitely has increased my spiritual life, I will say, even more than what I normally do, because I've had more time this year to settle in, like I said, to be still, be quiet, and really listen to what it is that God wants me to do, and following the path of where I'm headed. And everything that I have mentioned in this video has helped me each month. I was reflecting on this year and realizing that I've done stuff that I probably wouldn't have done had I not stepped out my comfort zone this year. I've done things that were extremely uncomfortable, but that's the only way you're going to grow. That's the only way you're going to move forward. Like I said, therapy was such a big part of this year, and I am grateful for me actually stepping out and saying, hey, I need to go to therapy. Hey, I need to handle these issues. I need to move forward. Like I said, I don't want to only survive in my life. I want to thrive. Now that I'm in my 30s, I see things differently. I want different for myself. I know I can do better. I know more now. I have more knowledge, more wisdom. And like I said, praying and fasting has been pivotal for me this year as well. And even going into this new year, plan on doing another one, starting off the year with the fast, and just fully allowing myself to let go. Those are some things I'm still working on, is fully letting go, fully having patience in my circumstance. And I'm also being more patient in other areas of my life as well. I've learned so much more about my business, my nonprofit, how to be a better owner of my business, doing my due diligence with my paperwork and filing with the state. Some things that I didn't even realize or know before this year started. I've experienced some challenges that have taught me and helped me to become a better businesswoman as well. And my prayer for going into this new year is to just continue on from what I've learned this year, and not necessarily give myself just New Year's resolutions, but really give myself like little goals that I can achieve that still helps me to stay on my health journey, keep praying, keep fasting. If I decide to go back to therapy, I'll go back to therapy. But right now, I know that I'm not where I was at ending last year. The way that I ended last year is not where I'm at this year, and I feel the growth. I feel the strength. Um, and mentally, I feel better. Spiritually, I feel better. And sometimes God will slow things down for you so that you can work literally only on yourself. So sometimes He'll strip everything, and you're in that isolation moment, and God will provide. God will still continue to come through for you. And I feel like everything that I've accomplished this year, every win for me was a win. Every time, I lost a pound, or every time I fought the temptation to go out to eat, or every time I fought the temptation not to pray or not to fast because mentally or physically I wasn't feeling like it, I fought through a lot this year. And I want for anyone listening to this that you have fought this year, you have done the best that you can. With these being the last 2 days of the year, just remember that everything that you did say that you wanted to do, that you did get to do, just know that that is considered a win. And whatever you did this year on your growth journey or health journey or spiritual journey, just know you are one step closer than what you were when you started. And everything this year has been very eye-opening. Like I said, I've had a lot of moments of stillness and of quietness, and I'm just very appreciative and grateful to be here in this moment to even share my journey of how everything this year made me a stronger person. So I hope that your year was what you made it to be. I hope that going into this new year, you are going to be even stronger and continue on your goals, your consistency, your discipline, and everything that helps you become the better version of yourself. So I hope this video has blessed you, and I hope that it has encouraged you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next one, and I hope everyone has a happy new year. See you next time.